They almost texted you. Like, actually opened the chat, started typing, and then stopped. Because something about your energy feels way different. They don't know how to come back in the same way that you guys had before. Choose a card for me. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. We'll also have a bonus collective message at the very end. Pile 1, welcome. Okay, let's see. This gives off like too late energy. Okay. Yeah. So this person didn't really understand what was going on in the very moment. And that's the first issue. So they were in it, but they weren't fully seeing the whole picture. You were already changing, growing, pulling back in very, very small ways, pile 1. You weren't reacting the same. You weren't like going out of your way to carry the relationship. And they noticed it. They were there. They were present. But they were like, okay, that's weird for pile 1, but that's not like something to take serious. They assumed that it would pass here. That's why the swords here, this is them thinking it would pass. And now, though, as they look back, look at this, you have the Lovers. Those same moments feel different. And it's where it kind of like hits them like, wait, that was actually like a sign. Things were changing and I didn't really notice. And I feel like once they've opened their eyes here, because see, they're covered up here. And then they have the High Priestess here. They can't unsee it. There's like this specific conversation where you were kind of quiet and you didn't engage with them the same. You didn't like fix the energy or fill that awkward silence. And they're thinking, that wasn't random. That was them already 2 steps ahead of me. Like they were already pulling back. And I feel like that change in outlook on the situation, on the perspective, is like, I think I missed something important. They could have been busy juggling something, like a bunch of issues at once, and they kind of put you on the back burner is what it feels like, pile 1. The Knight of Wands is them coming in a bit late, maybe missing something they promised they would do with you. And then when they're driving home from that place they were at, they're like, shit, why didn't I say something like I was going to be late, like I wasn't going to be able to be there? And they have no good answer because at the time it didn't feel urgent. They felt like you would just forgive them no matter what they did. And now it does. And that's like their delayed vibe here, like their slow turtle vibe. They don't feel like they can even get to you in the same way that they used to, pile 1. They feel like they're reaching into the outer space, like they can't even get to you. So that's kind of making this weird hesitation for them, you guys. Because they're thinking like, what if it's too late? What if they've already moved on? What if they've already changed how they feel? Page of Pentacles. This is younger energy. This could be a younger person that's not in the same maturity level as you. They're just assuming right away that you've moved on. Like as soon as you guys aren't serious, they're like, she's moved on. Just like black and white thinking. Because before, see, this reaching out felt simple, predictable. You'd be there. But now it's like, it actually matters how they approach you. And there's this like really clear observation I see. They don't think reaching out to you casually would work. They feel like they need to calculate everything they do with you now. Like, because before they could just be like, hey, sup, and it'd be fine. But now they're like very guarded and they're stuck between like, I should say something. No, I shouldn't. I should say something. What if she doesn't reply? How do I say it in a way that will actually reach her? Because to really reach you now, they feel like they'd have to acknowledge that they didn't bring to the table what you needed. They missed that very important date for you, or they weren't there for you when you needed it. And this person doesn't give off confident energy. This gives off younger energy. So they're just delaying, avoiding, like very avoidant personality here, you guys. This person's waiting so long that they're making things way more difficult for themselves. And every time they wait just a little longer, that distance grows. So that's why they don't know how to reach you, pile one. Because what used to feel easy peasy, predictable, now feels like something they actually have to get right the first time. All right. Follow us into another pile if you'd like to read some more energies, or check out the collective message at the very end of this video. We'll meet you there. Pile 2, welcome. Okay, let's see. Ooh, this feels like a closed off person, like weird. Oh, this is an overthinker. For no good reason though, with no outcome. Okay, this is happening like literally in their heads, you guys. This is someone who's thought about every scenario with you. And they think about you a lot more than you expect, pile 2. So every time they think about actually doing it and reaching out to you, they stop. Because nothing feels like the right decision. This person like runs through different versions of the worst possible outcome. Should I just say hi? No. Backspace, backspace, backspace. That's too chill. Should I bring something to their house? Should I bring them food? Should I bake them something? Should I bring up something dramatic? Like, they're like, no, that's too serious. That's too much drama. And they're like, wait, I'm going to act normal. And they're like, no, wait, acting normal seems fake. So then they're stuck here with their pentacle. So they do nothing. They just sit there and do nothing. But here's the thing. Look at that 3 of Cups. It's not because they don't care. It's because they care more than they want you to know. They're scared you're going to see how much they care, you guys. That's why it's so difficult for them. Because if this didn't matter, they would have already said something, would have been long gone and said something. Instead, it's like these almost said something, like they opened the chat, thinking about what they would say to you. 3 of Wands right here. This is like typing something up and then deleting it. And just overthinking everything. And every time it comes back to the same feeling of, oh my God, I don't know how they're going to receive my message. You see the snake coming out of his mouth? He's so scared to be taken the wrong way. But it's because before it was like kind of easier for them to read you, more open, more responsive, more willing to meet them halfway. But now this is you, 4 of Swords. You've got it under control. And that makes them second guess everything they thought they knew about you. So it's not just, what do I say? It's, will I even get my point across? Will it even do anything? They don't want to reach out and feel, firstly, they don't want to feel distance from you. They don't want to feel awkwardness from you. They don't want to just feel like you're being polite. They want to feel that connection, because what they're scared of is that the something between you two has already changed, has already gone. So instead of risking that, they just stay in their own lane. So it's interesting. I'm also getting that they imagine your reaction a lot. So if you look at the Hermit here with the Four of Pentacles, it's like not a fantasy, but they're trying to predict it. Would you respond quickly? Would you leave me? Would you be kind? Would it feel like it felt before with the Ten of Cups? Would it feel off? And since they can't answer that, with confidence at least, they do that freeze I said. So there's also pressure here with the King of Swords because they don't want to make it worse. And they feel that's a possibility. They think if they say the wrong thing to you, they're going to undo everything you guys had. So instead of saying something, anything, they don't say anything. They say zip. Like, the feeling doesn't go away though, you guys. Like, this person's still thinking about you around the clock. Still have moments where they want to reach out to you. Like, they want to feel that pull. It just never turns into action. They don't do anything with it. Because every time they get close, they get scared and pull back. It's like they have anxiety or something that's holding them back, you guys. They're like, no, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. We got to figure it out first. We got to analyze everything first. But they can't figure it out by themselves. This is a two-way relationship. So they're in this loop where they're like thinking, almost doing, stopping. Thinking, almost doing, stopping. And the more that goes on, the more they're stuck in this loop. Oh man, you guys. So it's not that they don't want to reach out to you. It's they don't know how to articulate their words in a way that feels right. And that is what's keeping them stuck. Follow us into another pile if you're interested in another energy. Otherwise, follow us to the bonus collective message at the very end of this video. We'll meet you there. Pile 3, welcome. This feels like pride. Ooh, ego, baby. This person thinks about reaching out. They really, really do. But the second it requires them to be honest and vulnerable, they stop themselves. Because reaching out to you now would mean admitting something. And you know what that is? That they feel that their world's changed without you, that they miss you. And they don't want to admit that they noticed something changed. Like, they don't want to admit that they realize they're not as important to you anymore. And you guys, that last part causes this tower moment. Because what's actually bothering them is they don't feel secure anymore in this relationship. So instead of like leaning into that, maybe being a bit vulnerable, they let their ego just get in the way, you guys. 8 of Swords, Ace of Cups. This is them telling themselves, oh, I'll just wait for her. I'm just going to say something later when she reaches out to me. I'll just keep it casual. I'll act unbothered. But look, nothing happens, and it causes the 3 of Swords, heartbreak. Deep down, this person knows casual schmasual isn't going to work anymore. Because before, they could just show up halfway and you'd meet them. You know, you were like, all right, I'll take scraps. But now they feel like they have to bring all of this to the table. And for whatever reason, that makes them feel a bit exposed. Like, this is someone who doesn't want to feel like they were rejected or like they're unsure. Like, this person likes to be in charge. So instead of risking that feeling of being in charge, they stay in control by pulling back. But pulling back in that silence doesn't feel good. So that's the part that they didn't really expect, you guys. they still think about you all the time. They still feel that pull. Like there's a connection, you guys. There's these moments where they almost do something and then their ego steps in. They're like, don't do it. Don't look weak. Don't be the one who shows that you care. Like it's that internal voice is like super strong for them here, you guys. So they get stuck in this back and forth, back and forth. I want to reach out, but I can't. Don't do it. I miss them. No, you don't. Stay strong. You need to be in control. Like it's odd. So over time, that starts to exhaust them, you guys, because carrying all that weight is just covering up the truth. They do care, but they don't want to be the one that shows it first. And that's what's blocking them, you guys. So that version of reaching out that would actually work requires them to be honest with themselves. And honesty means being vulnerable. And vulnerability is not in their vocabulary. That is exactly what they want to avoid, you guys. So this person stays silent, maybe goes no contact, even though they're thinking about you a lot. And the longer that goes on, the harder it's going to feel to break that silence, because it's like it's a long lull. So that's why they don't know how to reach you anymore. It's because of their own doing, because the easiest path was them not contacting you. And now to change that would be awkward. Follow us into pile 4 if you have another energy you're interested in. Otherwise, follow us into the bonus collective message at the very end of this video. We'll see you there. Pile 4, welcome. Whoa. Okay. So, do you see the way those flung out here? This is like someone who feels like you've closed off specifically to them. Like this is something they actually can't explain, but they know it's like personal. Your energy doesn't reach for them in the same way anymore, you guys. Like you're still there, but like not there. It's weird. 2 of Swords. So you're not available in that same emotional way you were before. You might be physically there. And they notice that immediately though, you guys. So this is like them thinking about you, and like instead of feeling that like warm fuzzy feeling like, oh, I love her, it's like there's emptiness. That's the first thing that sort of throws them off guard, you guys. Because before, look at this, it looks like your energy, your love, your kindness filled that space. And they don't know what to do with that emptiness now. So they're checking. They're not checking in a big obvious way. Like, see this? 6 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. This is them saying something just to see how you would respond. This is them showing up slightly different, Ace of Wands here. Test if they can get the same reaction out of you like they always have. And here's the funny thing, you guys, look at. You do not show up the same way here. Not cold, not rude, not warm, just chill. Like you're just whatever. You don't care. It looks like you don't care. So that's what makes them clue in, like something actually changed here. Something's switched up. And it looks like at first they try and downplay here. They're like, it's not that serious. I'm just going to give her an offering, take her out for food. She'll be fine. But the 7 of Cups, this is a repeating pattern. It's not just a one-off situation. It's multiple situations. And that breaks their denial, you guys. So they're sitting here with this feeling of I don't have the same hold on them anymore. And that thought stays with them because they didn't realize how much they relied on that access, that version of you, because your energy used to reassure them, keep things open, make the connection feel easy. But now they don't feel that support the same way that they used to. And that creates this like low level panic. Like you wouldn't even notice it, but it's like a constant feeling because they can't push it down. They can't get rid of the feeling, and they can't pull your energy towards you either, like towards them either. But it's the lack of control that really, really throws them off. So this person ends up in this like feeling, feel the distance, ignore it, feel it again. I'll give her my pentacle. No, I'm not going to give her my pentacle. And every time that feeling comes back, it's a little more intense every time until the thought becomes clear. They're not where they used to be. I'm not going to be able to be with her the same way I was before. And that's what's getting to them, you guys. Follow us into the bonus collective message right after this. We'll get you some more answers. Welcome to the bonus collective message. We're going to just clear these cards to get the clearest message possible for our collective viewer who wants a clear message. Getting rid of all of pile 4's energy. Thank you, angels and spirit guides, for allowing the clearest message possible to come through. All right, let's begin. Okay. Okay. The real reason they don't know how to reach you anymore, you guys, is because that version of you that made it easy isn't there anymore. Look at that. So before, your energy carried the weight of the relationship. You stayed open. You kept things emotionally available. You were the roots to this. You made it easy for them to come and go as they please without meeting you, not even meeting you halfway. But now see the 10? That's changed here. So because of that, reaching you isn't simple anymore. It actually requires intention. And they're not fully comfortable with that yet. So instead of doing it, or even halfway doing it, they don't do it at all. That feeling doesn't go away. They're still thinking about you. There's still distance. They're still noticing that there's a change. And that's what's sitting with them the hardest. You didn't disappear. You just stopped giving the same access. And it took them a very long time to realize it. And they didn't realize how much that mattered until it was gone. Thank you so much for spending your energy with me. I'll see you in the next reading.